If you're applying for a junior front-end position, these are some common interview questions. I've interviewed more than 50 React developers with 1 to 2 years of experience, and many still don't know the basics. But don't worry, I'm here to help. So don't skip this video. Let's get started. 1. How can you prevent unnecessary re-renders? Here, you have to mention that we can prevent unnecessary re-renders by using React.memo, useMemo, and useCallback. What is the difference between state and props in React? Props can be passed from a parent component to a child component. State is data managed inside the component. Here is the important part. Props are read only, but state can be updated by the component. What is the virtual DOM and how does React use it? The virtual DOM is a lightweight representation of the real DOM. If there is any change, it updates the virtual DOM, compares it with the previous version, and then updates only the changed parts in the real DOM. This process is called reconciliation. This part is handled by React's core algorithm. In 2017, they introduced Fiber, which is a reconciliation engine that makes rendering more flexible and efficient. What are React hooks and why were they introduced? Hooks are functions like useState and useEffect. Hooks were introduced to make code simpler, more reusable, and easier to manage. What is the difference between useState and useRef? Simply, you can say useState stores values that affect the UI. If the value changes, the component re-renders. useRef stores a value that persists between renders. useRef is useful for focusing inputs, storing previous values, and working with timers. You do not need to explain the whole thing, but keep it in mind because you might need this in the future. When would you use useMemo in a React application? Or how do you improve React application performance? If this is asked in the interview, you can say it like this. We can use useMemo to cache an expensive calculated value. For example, filtering some values from JSON. It only recalculates when its dependencies change, which helps improve performance. What is React.memo and how does it improve performance? React.memo is a higher order component that prevents a functional component from rendering if its props have not changed. You might think, what is a higher order component? It is a function that takes a component and returns a new enhanced component. It is used to reuse component logic. How do you manage global state in a React application? We can use Context API for simple cases. For large-scale applications, we can go for Redux, Zustand, or Recoil. This depends on your requirement. I will explain these tools in another video. How would you structure a scalable React project? Here you can mention organizing by atomic design, feature-wise or module-wise, and that you follow design patterns like Solid. How do you optimize a large React application for better performance? You can say that you improve application performance by using code splitting, lazy loading, proper state management, image optimization, prefetching techniques, and server-side rendering. These are the things you can mention.